All right, Anthony on Air podcast. Welcome in for another episode. We got a whole slew of topics, including the controversial stance the Queen is taking on Prince Andrew. Plus, Governor Cuomo, bigger piece of garbage than we originally thought. He abandoned his dog at the executive mansion.
Dick.
Pfizer gets FDA approval. Visa is getting into the crypto game. Pfizer Visa. That's going to be the tough one, Frank. Hot dogs are deadly. Giuliani shaving in public. Matt Gaetz gets hitched. The milk crate challenge. The Florida doctors. The New York Post. Zelda.
Dude.
We got flick picks and
how many hours we going today?
a new sponsor. We're going to roll through all these quick here on this episode. Frankie C is here. J Sabs. We filed a missing persons report. So we're hoping to get some word on Miss J Sabs at some point soon. How you doing there, Frankie C?
I'm doing all right. We're good here today.
Okay. Let's start with the Queen and Prince Andrew.
Controversial stance. What
controversial stance?
Okay.
Queen's come out, and this came from a royal author.
Is it one of those guys that does the scroll? And like there's a trumpet. I'm picturing the thing from Shrek. Like
hear ye, hear ye.
Yes.
Do they write "hear ye," or is that not written down? Is that?
I think if it's an official scrolled thing, I think that's on there.
Okay.
You can't have a scroll without "hear ye, hear ye."
They start everything with "hear ye, hear ye."
Then again, the amount of scrolls I've written, I'm not an expert.
I'd like to write something on a scroll. You're right.
Where do you get a scroll these days?
Michael's? I don't even.
I've been to Michael's a lot. I've never seen a scroll. I mean, you probably get a piece of canvas and make your own scroll.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think they sell scrolls.
Queen Elizabeth, risking her own reputation. Some of the a royal author is telling Newsweek today that she's tainting her own reputation, risking that if she does not strip Prince Andrew of his honorary military titles.
He has military titles?
Yes, military titles. The Duke of York, Prince Andrew. He was made Colonel-in-Chief of the Grenadier Guards. Help me out, British people. In 2017, 2 years after the allegations were first made of Epstein trafficking victims to him. Of course, we know that they've got this whole Virginia Giuffre filed the lawsuit and all that is going on. But several papers in the UK, including the Sunday Times, suggested that the Queen, who is Commander-in-Chief of the British Armed Forces, has indicated she wants Prince Andrew to keep his role as colonel despite opposition from the military itself.
He's Commander-in-Chief of the British Army?
Well, yeah, like the president is Commander-in-Chief of the...
No, I get that. I just thought she had her title, her role, and everything was sort of ceremonial. I didn't think she could lead the army.
As far as like their laws go, because that's all basically in the hands of Parliament. But
she could give military orders to the army and tell them to go attack someone.
I believe she can send the similar to the president, like he can send the army to war.
The prime minister was in charge of all that or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what the prime minister. Yeah, you're right. Shouldn't the prime minister do? I'm not sure. Maybe she's just. Maybe it is ceremonial, but she's just in charge of.
Yeah, help us out in the comments.
Of the
Queen,
titles.
Is she able to command the army, the actual British army?
By the way, this podcast huge in England. Huge.
Very nice.
I think they're laughing at our silly New York accents, but That's fine. I'll take it.
I'm not offended. Laugh away.
Yeah. We deserve it. Like, not like we don't deserve it. Like,
I would love to go to Great Britain, to England one day. That'd be great. It's just seems like a nice place to be.
Yeah, it does.
A pub every other store.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Yeah.
That big Ferris wheel.
I feel like it's one of the places when I get to Italy finally, I'll make a stop there. That in Paris. You kind of got to do that in Paris, right? A couple days.
You know what's weird? I went to France, but didn't go to Paris.
Is that right?
That's right.
I think you messed that up.
It was part of a cruise. You get off at a port and you Not enough time to get to Paris to come back.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But here's the big. This is the what's the word I'm looking for? Hypocritical moment. She stripped Harry of his military titles.
Well, because he sort of abandoned ship.
Well, he gave up the royal life.
Right.
And Andrew, similar, he also retired from public royal life. He's not out doing anything anymore. So they both basically did the same thing.
Did he give up royal life? Or
yeah,
he's still part of the royal family, though. He didn't renounce.
He's still part of the royal family, but he's not making appearances. So whenever like the new car dealership opens up in England, you can't. He's not available.
No
you got to book one of the other royals. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. So he won't do anything in public for the royal family any longer.
Right.
And Harry is basically the same thing. Gave up his spot on the team as well. Yet he had to give up his titles. Yet the pederass, he can stay. He gets to keep his titles. Like, that's really bad.
Did she say why? Like, was there, or it was just, this is what we're doing, deal with it?
She didn't say why. I mean, again, this isn't like she made a public statement. It's basically like the military is kind of like, hey, why don't you remove this piece of shit from our, from the masthead, basically. And
do you think she would see that as like, well, once we do that, we're kind of giving it up here, like
an admission of guilt?
Right.
I guess so, yeah. But you could also just basically say, well, he's retired from public life, so he doesn't need the titles anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree, but maybe they would see it as the timing is a little, kind of admission of like, well, let's strip him of his time. It's like, because I can't imagine that being a proud moment to be stripped of your titles. It's not like something you look forward to. That's a downgrade, no?
What was the movie where? Oh, and it was Seinfeld.
Of course it was.
Takes off his hat and he rips the patch off his.
This is your coat, right? Damn. when he's the mailman. That's a great episode.
By the way, I put it up on the show's Instagram page at Anthony's Faves on Instagram if you're not following. But I was at the store the other day and I saw they had both versions of babka at the store.
Nice.
Chocolate
cinnamon and chocolate.
Yep. Yeah.
What did you get any?
No, I didn't get any. I was there for other things, but I was like, "Oh, this is."
What the hell is a babka anyway? I know it's cake, but
yeah,
what makes it different from any other cake?
You sold me a hair with a cake wrapped around it. Jen had that great.
Cinnamon does not take a backseat to chocolate.
But that was one of Jerry's greatest acting moments when he's like, "Another babka?" Like that was. He should have won an Academy Award for that.
Yeah, even though it wasn't a movie.
Exactly.
Just put him in there anyway.
Buckingham Palace said Andrew's military title was in abeyance, or basically suspended, but it had not been fully withdrawn, and no other royal has been allocated to the position in his place.
It is suspended.
It's but it's up in the air. There's a difference between like, oh,
at least that's something. That's not like we're not doing this. At least it's under review or whatever.
Right. But I mean, I know all these things are like ceremonial, but I'm sure there's some form of responsibility that comes with this. And he's not going to be there to, like, somebody's going to be doing those things. So give that person the title.
Yeah. I mean, they stripped Cosby of all his honorary stuff.
That's true. They took all that shit away from the cause.
Yep.
All his honorary degrees, and they would love. For a while there, he was on a doctorate run. Like they would, like every university was like, let's give him a doctorate in something, so he'll come.
Yeah, no, that did not stand the test of time.
No, neither did Governor Cuomo. There, Frankie C. He's out.
Good segue. We
talked about the U-Haul truck that pulled up in front of the governor's mansion, the executive mansion, as they call it, up in Albany. But this report coming now from the Times-Union up there in Albany that the governor's dog, Captain, has been left behind at the mansion.
What the hell?
This guy is such a piece of shit.
If he wasn't a piece of crap before he was. This just adds to it.
Yeah, because, it's bad to be a womanizer. It's bad to be shitty to dogs. But when you're both, you're a special class
of scum.
asshole face.
Piece of crap. It was like Ted Cruz when he went to Cancun and left his dog in a heatless house in the middle of the winter.
That's right.
Like a dick.
Like a total dick. I remember that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we knew Cuomo was a scumbag before, but this just adds to it.
And it's a cute dog too. Now, so as the story goes, the supposedly, you're right. Like we got it up on the. If you're watching, for those of you that are listening, we got the dog up on the screen there, little Captain.
Don't miss the deal.
I know we got to subscribe to the fucking Times Union, and that's what we want for only 99
26
cents.
weeks. Hey, half a year for $1. Pretty good.
Anyway, they're saying that Captain's got a little bit of a behavior problem. He's been nipping at people.
How old is he?
He's 3.5 years old. He's a Siberian Shepherd Malamute mix.
Malamute.
Mm-hmm.
That is a cute dog.
He's adorable.
You just left him in the house?
Left him in the house. Okay. So this is, by the way, 2 state police sources. So I don't think these cops are lying.
Right.
He definitely left this friggin' dog back in the house. And supposedly one of the staff members at the house did take the dog home, but she couldn't keep the dog for too long. I don't know what the reasons were. Maybe her apartment or whatever.
I mean, you're not required. You can't keep a dog. You can't keep a dog.
Yeah, but he was like a typical like dickhead Cuomo style. He was like forcing. Supposedly, like he went around and was like, "Hey, somebody's got to take the dog. Like, can you watch the?" Like he was like forcing himself on forcing the dog on these staff members, and it's like, you rich piece of shit. Like, just fucking board the dog. Like,
hey, I'd rather someone take him who wants to have him than this piece of crap who's like, someone's got to take this dog. I'd rather someone who wants him take him.
Yeah, but it's like, you have money. Like, just you can pay to have him really well. Like, I'm sure there's dog sitters. Like, even if you're like, okay, I don't want to board the dog, but you can pay somebody to come in and care for the dog.
What's the name of the new governor? I forget her name, but maybe she'll take him.
Yeah, I know, right? Hochul or Hochul, whatever her name is.
But yeah, that's a cute. You don't leave animals behind like that.
Leaves a fucking animal behind. Now, a Cuomo spokesperson said that the sources were mistaken, and that the governor was trying to find a short-term home for Captain since he's going away on vacation after his resignation. Still, find somebody, pay somebody, you cheap piece of shit, to watch the fucking dog.
Right. Now we say, I mean, it was said that he left the dog there. I mean, was there no one in the house? How long was the dog left there? Was it like hours or day? Did he leave the dog? Like, did he abandon the dog, or was it just like he went?
Yeah, he's out. He's no longer welcome. He's not the governor anymore, so he's no longer welcome in the mansion.
So he left the mansion, and no one's in the mansion, and he just left the dog there.
Well, there's Jesus. The Times Union is putting the.
They really want you to sign up. Ooh, for free now. It was 99 cents a minute ago.
I know, right? See, just stick around long enough, and you'll get it. No, I mean, I believe there's still staff there, because it's like the White House, so you're gonna have people that are kind of coming in and out.
Okay, at least I'm grateful someone's there, maybe to feed them and to walk them and all that.
Yeah,
hopefully, but to be that's a douche move.
But again,
it's your dog, dude.
It's his dog. It's not the state of New York's dog.
No, it's your dog. You fucking take your dog.
You take your dog. Take care of your friggin' dog. Like, this guy is really an awful piece of shit.
I would never understand it. Doesn't make any sense.
No, it does not make any sense. No sense whatsoever. So, poor Captain is looking for a play. I'm sure. I mean, as this story has been like just busting at the seams since it came out.
Yeah, people are going to come out of the woodworks trying to adopt them.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing too is like all these. Let me see here. Libby Post, the head of the New York State Animal Protection Federation, an animal shelter advocacy group, came out and suggested that Cuomo leave the dog at a shelter with behavioral experts who could put an end to Captain's nipping instantly. They said in a statement, this is, they read in disbelief this morning as Governor Cuomo's dog had been left behind at the executive mansion. And that, if you brought him to any number of shelters, they would be able to start to help the dog instantly from nipping.
Someone, well, obviously just doesn't want to be bothered. I can't stand that. It's like, you got a dog, dude. You're now, this is a responsibility.
I'm going on vacation, so I just leave him with the staff. Like, this is not.
What is that?
Awful. God. They're awful. And this excuse of like, oh, no, they're finding a short term. No. That dog should be in that U-Haul truck with you, motherfucker, as you're leaving. You don't leave it behind.
You take him home. You make sure he's fed a couple times a day. You walk him. You take care of him. This is your dog. This is not a piece of furniture.
Exactly.
Bogus.
I supposedly he doesn't even have a house.
Doesn't have a house.
Yeah, I read somewhere. I don't know how true it is because he like moved all his shit to his sister's house. They're saying that he doesn't like have a house in New York. How is that possible?
I mean, he's been living in the governor's mansion for how long now?
I guess so, but I mean,
why would you keep the house? I mean, if you live there.
But you know how it is, especially in New York, especially with somebody who's wealthy like him. I mean, the guy's a millionaire, right?
I would assume.
He was the head of the HUD right before this. So he's been in public life making decent coin for a while. You don't have an apartment in the city or a place out in the island or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is that even possible?
I don't know. I do not know. And, he probably wasn't planning on going anywhere for a little while.
I know he wasn't, but...
you get rid of the extra house and everything.
Yeah.
You got to find a new place now. Pack your shit.
Pfizer got FDA approval today. That was pretty quick.
Approved. Nice.
Yesterday I was reading the rumors like they might get approval soon, and then today stamp of approval came in.
Beautiful.
A lot of people are speculating that this is going to lead to more vaccinations. What do you think, Frank?
It should. I mean, a lot of people's excuses were this was rushed and it's not approved and it's just an emergency thing. But now it's approved. FDA.
Yeah.
No excuse anymore. I mean,
here's my thing. The FDA also improved Chicken McNuggets. So how much, can we really...
I just had Chicken McNuggets tonight for dinner. I swear.
That's what I'm saying.
I just went to McDonald's before and I had Chicken McNuggets.
I have Chicken McNuggets. It's diarrhea for 4 days straight. I'm just out of commission for a week now.
To be honest, I'm not sure how much longer I could last on this thing. So if I have to run away from the screen...
It's crazy. When we were 22, we could drink all night to oblivion, put 60 Chicken McNuggets down, go to sleep, get up the next morning, and just do the same thing. Now, if I have a half a nugget off my kid's plate, that's it. I'm out of commission. And these are the same people that they said this is okay to ingest in your body, and now they're telling us the thing. I'm not so sure, Frank. I'm a little concerned about the whole institution.
It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, we're all gonna be all right.
You're gonna be fine. The Pfizer one is approved, not the other two yet. So if you were worried that it's not an official vaccine and it's just approved for emergency use, now it's official.
Yeah.
Get the vaccine, please. That's my message to everybody.
I think it takes a lot. I think it takes away an argument for people who didn't want to get it, but I think that the people who don't want to get it are still just not going to get it. I just think that I don't think that they're going to take any comfort in this.
Why?
I don't know. I just think that they have their stance. And
the only argument I could predict is we don't know the long-term effects. And it's not a valid argument because historically with vaccines, anything like this, the long-term effects are seen within the first 6 months of issuing the vaccine to the public.
Interesting you say that, since I got mine about 7 months after it was available.
There you go. And you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Fine. Yeah.
And it's been working. It's approved. You got no excuse now. Go get it.
Well, what I found,
help everybody.
I did find this argument hilarious in the beginning when they're like, it's not FDA approved, and it's like, no No
It's not
vaccine
gonna
is
be.
like it's an emergency.
Yeah, you idiots. You know how long it takes to get something, and I'm sure they
Yeah.
put this at the top of their list, and it still took months and months to get through. But, when a vaccine comes out, it's because the public needs it, and that's why everybody gets it. Yeah, then it's approved, it's official, and then we all move on with our lives. But, if you're waiting, fine, you waited. But now look, it's approved. Go get it. 2 quick shots, and you're done. And then maybe a booster down the road. But who cares? You get a shot. It's literally 20 minutes out of your day. You go there. There's no line. Pretty much, you just go. You sit. There's a dozens of people waiting to give you the shot. You answer a few questions. You wait there for 15 minutes, and then you leave.
Dozens of people are waiting for the shot to be given out.
Nice.
Legally.
Yeah, very good.
I know you do it. I'm just explaining for the slower people that are watching or listening.
So you think our audience is slow? That's not
a
right.
little bit. Oh, yeah. You read as many comments as I do. A couple of them.
A little bit. You insult them a little bit.
Small percentage.
You insult them a little bit.
Speaking of slow, Visa. You got to feel awful if you got a Visa card today. A little bit. Like a little concerned.
Why?
That your interest is going towards them. They're out spending 150 grand on NFTs. They bought this NFT
150 grand. Who cares? That's nothing.
for that.
It's nothing. What the hell is that?
Exactly.
Is
Now
that a
I'm
monkey
on the
with a hat
NFT.
on?
I'm on the NFT train. I think this is the future.
Fine. But that's not something anybody wants.
But yeah, I know. No, it
Can't
is because
imagine.
it costs 150 grand to buy a monkey face with a Curious George. It's kind of curious. If I was a Curious George people, I'd be filing a copyright infringement.
Technically, that is a big
Awesome.
orange hat and not a big yellow hat. So I think
Is that right?
Well, Curious George was the big yellow hat. Man with the yellow hat.
Now I got to look up Curious George.
No, you don't. I just told you what it is. It's a yellow hat.
No, but I can't picture Curious George now.
Curious George doesn't wear the hat. The man wears the hat.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He never takes the hat off the dude?
Maybe he did. I didn't. I'm not a Curious George expert, but
What is that relationship? I'd like to have that investigated, to be honest with you.
is he legally allowed to own a monkey?
I'm not quite sure.
What state does he live in?
Just worried for George's safety. Yeah,
I feel like it's New York, and I don't think it's legal to own a monkey in New York.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Visa, they went out and bought this. This has a name, too. Let me give you the name here.
Stupid.
CryptoPunk.
Crypto what? CryptoPunk?
Yeah.
It's the name of that image or that kind of image?
It bought a CryptoPunk, one of thousands of NFT-based digital avatars.
Okay. And what do they do with it?
This guy's name is CUY. How would you say that?
CUY.
Yeah.
Well, if it's like GUY, guy, maybe it's Kai.
Kai or Q? Cooey?
I'm
I'm going to go with Cooey.
Okay.
Cooey.
Till you're told otherwise.
Cooey Sheffield is the head of crypto at Visa. Who knew that they had a... See, that's the problem. When you hire a head of crypto, they're going to wind up going out and buying some shit.
Could I be head of crypto for this podcast?
Yes, 100%.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
On the new title.
Beautiful. I'd like that right under my picture, please. Scroll it right here.
We'll give you head of crypto.
Okay. So what I get that they bought a thing and it's a picture of a monkey with a hat and they put a billboard up, it looks like. But why? What do they do with it now?
Yeah, they just hold on to it.
They have it now.
Yeah, it's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
What you're seeing on the screen here is the CryptoPunk being displayed at Times Square.
Right.
But they own the original, the non-fungible token. They own the NFT of this CryptoPunk.
So what's the goal?
Well, QE says that these CryptoPunks have become the cultural icon of the crypto community. He says, and I quote, or she, actually, now that I think about it, with our CryptoPunk purchase, we're jumping in feet first. This is just the beginning of our work in this space. I'll tell you what this is. Honestly, this is they spent $150,000 getting exactly what they're getting right now from this podcast and every other news outlet.
Story.
It's just they spent $150,000 to get or $8 million worth of
Free
publicity.
advertising. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the payoff or whatever it is for that. They got some headlines. So what happens after this? I mean, this is the only story that's going to get news, that they buy another cryptocurrency. What is that going to get them?
Probably nothing. But the thing is they're probably gonna go out and they're gonna spend God knows how much money buying up all these cryptos, all these non-fungible, these NFTs, and they'll hold on to them, and then they'll try and sell them, and then that'll be the next story. The next story is when they convince somebody to buy this thing for $1.5 million, they'll be like, oh, look at how great non-fungible tokens are and how much they accrue in value.
I prefer my tokens fungible. I don't like this non-fungible crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I get buying,
Here's what drives me crazy about this. Can I be totally honest with you?
Please. I wish you would.
I was in on Tesla. This is not like it's not like other people weren't in on Tesla, but follow me here. I was in on Tesla. I'm like, this is going to be great. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to save some money so I could buy a Tesla. If I would have taken the money that I saved and bought the stock in the company when I had the chance, I could have bought everybody on this show a Tesla and had a lot of money left over.
Well, that's stock. That's a different thing.
Right. But it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. So I was in on cryptocurrency like 6 years ago. And if I would have just bought a stupid Bitcoin, which I had the chance to do, again, I would have had a ton of money. The reason why I'm bringing this up, Frank, is I see these things. I'm aware of these things. And then I go, I don't know how or what or and then the next thing I know, it's 5 years have passed, and I'm looking back on it going, why didn't I fucking do something about this? I could have had.
Hindsight. I mean, everybody would be like, oh, why couldn't I do this?
But this is what drives me
in the moment.
That's the thing. That's what see, the stock one was a little easier because it's a stock. I should have just friggin' bought it. And I learned my lesson now. When I find a company that I like, I'm just buying stock up and I'm just friggin' leaving it, because that's basically how Amazon and Apple and every great stock story you hear now is basically that. I just bought a bunch of it because I like the company and I held on to it for 20 years. But I see this and I go, I don't know how. I know how to buy these things. I just don't know which one is going to be the thing that's going to be the...
That's the game.
That's what sucks.
I mean, how many non-fungible tokens are there? There's got to be millions.
Millions at this point. There's millions.
So you'd have to... How does it work? You'd have to buy one and then hope that someone wants that one that you bought?
Exactly.
I mean, what are the odds of that?
They're tough. You see,
who owned this monkey face before Visa bought it? Someone made 150 grand off of whatever the hell this is.
It was either somebody else or it was the artist who originally created it.
So now if I took that image and let's say I moved the ear lower by a couple of pixels.
Right.
Is that a different
Well, I think he'd be famous for being the first person to be sued over a non-fungible token copyright infringement.
But it's different, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I change the hat color to blue, is that all right? I mean, what's...
Somebody's going to define... Somebody in a lawsuit is going to define those rules, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the first.
Yeah, for sure. Because you could argue it's different, but if you draw the likeness of somebody, you can still get... you can't use people's likeness. So I don't know if NFTs are the same thing.
I don't know if this is anybody's likeness.
But it's like, we can show this. I can print out a picture of this and put it
so
you can use it.
So then why own it? Why would someone want it if you could just use it? Like, if I was interested in buying non-fungible tokens, why would I be interested in buying this thing? Why would anybody want to get their hands on this if it's everywhere?
Again, it goes back to why would you buy a print of a painting? People spend sometimes like $500 on a print for a painting and you're like, why? And people, because I want to display it, or I own it and I have it.
I get that, but a print of a painting is different because it's like, it's quality work and it's on a canvas and it's framed and it's
This is
mounted.
quality work. I'm sure it took this guy a
This
good
is-
15 minutes to do this.
That's true.
You first of all, fuck what I just said. You're the one who's making a huge disaster because you actually have artistic ability and you could be doing this and you're not. That's what you should be doing.
I wouldn't. What? Just draw something and then what?
Yeah, plenty of artists are making. There are. This is such an established thing in the art community that there are sites where you can literally just upload your shit and it'll be on the market for as an NFT and you can sell it.
All right, I'm doing that. What are the sites? Write it down.
Yeah, Google. Start with
Thanks.
Google. I can't give you everything. I just gave you the beginning.
You gotta help me with something. Non-fungible. I'll draw and then upload. The old draw and upload.
Yeah.
Got it.
The old draw and upload. That's right.
All right.
That's right.
That's fine. I'll draw a pixelated rhinoceros and it'll be great.
Try a rhinoceros with a big penis on it and see what that. Call it double horny, extra horny.
See, now I can't call it that because you'll take the credit.
I'll get a piece of that NFT money. That's for sure.
No good. Why are hot dogs deadly, you idiot?
Could hot dogs be killing you? Coming
We'll
up at
tell
11.
you in an hour and a half.
Stay tuned after the break.
Is what you're eating right now killing you?
A new study suggests that eating one hot dog takes 35 minutes off of your life.
How could they measure that the hot dog did that?
Yeah. I always wondered that. They said the same thing about cigarettes. Now it's hot dogs.
Well, cigarettes I could kind of.
I mean,
Get on
cigarettes
board
aren't
with.
good. Yeah.
But hot dogs. I mean, why is it the hot dog and not the hamburger? Or how do they know the hot dog took 36 minutes, not 35 minutes, not 40 minutes?
Yeah. I would say it's
36 minutes.
probably the sodium trans fats, all the horrible processed meat parts that are
Yeah,
put in there.
They were able to narrow it down to 36 minutes.
35.
Not about a
36
half hour.
Yeah, they studied it. I don't know if you heard the part where I said it
Oh,
was
they
a study.
studied. Okay.
Yeah.
So that guy at Coney, the guy who does the hot dog eting contest, has about 45 minutes left to live.
Yes, he will die this week. Joey Chestnut will be dead this week.
Look out. That's it. We're going to see his name soon in the papers.
There's that funny. Remember that old Seinfeld? If anybody ever want to see a great Seinfeld movie, Comedian. It's a great movie that Seinfeld did.
Oh, I don't think I saw that.
You never saw that?
No.
Oh my God, Frank.
Yeah. Huh?
It's all about Seinfeld getting back into stand-up after the TV show. And at the same...
I think I did.
You saw it.
I don't know. Maybe once, a long time ago.
They follow him as he tries to build up all new material after he just retired all his old stuff.
Right.
And at the same time, they're also following a young comedian who at the time was a young comedian and his material. And his name was Arnie something, Arnie something, whatever.
Yeah, that seemed to have worked.
Orny Adams. Orny Adams is his name.
How's he doing today?
Well, he's still a comedian. I will check on him every now and then because he not as good as Jerry, obviously, but he had this great bit of he was on a bus and he looks up and the ad on the bus said somebody on this bus has lupus. He goes, I look around, I'm the only one on the bus. That makes me feel like what Joey Chestnut must be going through, like reading this article, going, "Oh shit,
damn it,
fucking coming for me."
But I dunked them in water. Does that do anything?
I think so. I think the water should help. Findings included over 5,000 foods in the U.S. diet classified as a health burden. According to this study, authors wrote, "We use the results to inform marginal dietary substitutions which are realistic." And nobody wants to read this shit. Anyway, basically, foods like salted peanuts, baked salmon, and rice with beans were also associated with gains between 10 and 15 minutes. So if you have a hot dog, get some peanuts, some baked salmon, and some rice and beans, and you could put 15 minutes back on the clock.
So if I did like 2 baked salmons dishes,
yeah,
30 minutes I get, right?
You get 30 minutes and you have a hot dog and enjoy yourself because you just basically neutralize the hot dog.
Well, 6 minutes. I'm still behind 6 minutes. I mean, I'll have some peanuts. Maybe count.
Yeah, double
Go
up the peanuts.
ahead of the game a little bit.
Judging by this, all Keith Richards eats is salmon and peanuts, is what I'm gathering from this whole thing.
I don't know how. I mean, this got to be some kind of mummy's curse keeping him going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I fucking love a hot dog. Love.
They're good, man.
The best.
I mean, what about like a turkey dog? Is that good for you?
I will do it. You know what? You know what's weird about this? When you want a hot dog and a hamburger, there's nothing that can substitute. But for the most part, like a turkey burger or a turkey frankfurter, it's good enough.
Yeah.
I'll eat that shit.
So if I have a foot-long hot dog, is that like an hour and 12 minutes?
Basically. I think so.
Good. That's not good.
Yeah. Also, here's the thing. I am a partial to ballpark hot dogs, which plump as you cook them. That's got to be 72 minutes per dog. I feel like that's
what kind of hot
more.
dog are we talking about? There are many kinds of hot dogs. Pork, beef, all kinds of different brands. I mean,
yeah.
The one with the cheese in the middle.
Like, okay, say what you will about my thought process on this, but Hebrew National, how much can that be harming us? I feel like it's more on the religious side of things. That can't be too bad
for you.
True, but I feel like it is. I feel like
it feels better because I don't know. It's some kind of I don't know what it. I've heard so many jokes about what it means to be like for the meat to be kosher.
Yeah.
On TV shows, I have no idea what the official.
But the Jewish people are the chosen people, so you got to figure their hot dogs are probably a little on the healthier side.
I mean, they're still got to be salty, and when you, I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like if I had a bet, now I don't know, but if I had a bet, if a hot dog kills you, if a hot dog takes 36 minutes off your life, I would say Hebrew National has got to be down in the teens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got
Hebrew Nationals are good too.
Yeah,
one of those and a knish, I'm in.
Oh Jesus,
knish. I haven't had a knish in a long time.
Oh, knish. They have these. This is how you could tell we have a problem in my house. My wife started. She's on the Instagram all day long. She finds these Korean corn dogs. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
It's like in the city. It's kind of a thing. But she found a place out here on the island. She found a Korean market. And she drove like a half hour to this Korean market because they make these Korean corn dogs.
What makes them different?
You know what? Honestly, not there's not too much that really makes them different. It's more of like they'll use like a panko breading, which is, that's an Asian, like the breadcrumb. And then the dough that they use was actually sweeter. So it was this really interesting thing where you had the crunch from the panko breadcrumb. You had this kind of sweeter dough than you would get like out of like a regular corn dog. And it was more like, you know how a corn dog is almost like corn. Yeah,
it's like cornbread almost.
Like a cornbread. Yes, thank you. This is more like donutty, doughy. Like this one. And then you get like the saltiness of the dog underneath all of it. And there's cheese in it. Oh, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. That's a
good hour and a half.
Also, it was served on, oh yeah. When you start involving cheese and breadcrumb, you're really. Also,
deep frying it.
Deep frying it. It was on a chopstick, which,
bingo.
Feels a little racist, to be honest, but that's how they're. It's their. If somebody else was doing
you're not
it,
making
it would be bad. That's true.
You're just buying it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fine. You chop.
But I feel like if I was like, oh, I know, I'll make a Korean corn dog and I'll put it on it, I would be canceled for that.
Yeah,
that would be cancelable.
That's no good.
Yeah. What do they call it?
That's like serving. I want to make an Italian. I don't know, Italian knish, and all you did was serve it on a gondola. You're gonna look bad.
It's gonna be a bad look. Yeah.
Serve it in a cannoli. But you could do that because you're Italian.
I could do it because I'm Italian. Yeah. Which reminds me, by the way, let's check the ethnicity of the Venetian in Vegas because I feel like we might have some money coming our way.
Ooh.
I don't know if they should be doing that.
Try it. Go take a look.
Yeah.
What? So hot dogs are deadly. That's not good. Is there anything we could do? Like if I add relish, is that because that relish has got to be
technically a vegetable, isn't it?
It's vegetable.
Yeah. What's your
What is it?
favorite hot dog? I like a ballpark. Did you say?
I didn't say. I eat any hot dog. I like the big plump ones though. Those are good. The thin ones,
That's what she
they're
said.
okay. Nice.
R.I.P. J. Sams.
Poor Jason.
Keeping your memory alive.
Yeah,
She's not dead. She's
she's
fine.
not. She's fine. But yeah, any hot dogs are good. I've yet to encounter a bad hot dog. To tell you the truth,
I know, right?
I've never had a hot dog. Oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Never happens.
They're always just so good. They're always
you
so
can't
good.
screw it up
Oh,
because a machine pumps them out. What about bologna? That's basically a big hot dog.
see, you know it's weird. It is, and like my cousin used to like. She used to love cooking bologna up because she'd be like, "Tastes like a hot dog. It's great." I will never eat bologna. I never. You never hear me going. You know what I can go for? A bologna sandwich.
No, I never do either. But when I used to work in the deli, every now and then you throw a slice. Whatever I'm cutting, I just take a slice.
That's
That's how I ate all day. That was never really sitting down and having like a sandwich. Rarely, you do that sometimes, but the way you eat, it's like the way a chef eats. They just taste all day.
Yep.
And this is just your slice. You throw one for me, two for them, one for me, two for them. That's how you eat your meals.
One of my first jobs was at a Nathan's. Remember on Crossway Boulevard?
Yep.
And we used to make the potato fries, and I used to walk by every now and then when nobody was around, grab a potato fry and just put a plop of cheese on it and just eat. Just walk it. Oh, the best.
I gotta feel like that's understood. You're gonna eat.
Yeah.
They got to account for you have a little bit for lunch.
Of course.
They got to feed you a little.
Gotta have my taste. Gotta take my taste.
How could you work in a food place and be expected to bring your own lunch?
No, you really can't. I worry when I see somebody walk out of a food establishment and go have lunch somewhere else, because then I'm like, what's going
That's
on
not
here?
good. They know something we don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
not a
be
good
caught.
sign.
Exactly.
Either that or just sick of whatever the hell's in there.
Speaking of sick, I'm tired of Rudy Giuliani's bullshit.
Man, this guy needs a straitjacket.
His latest thing. Now this video is a little fuzzy, but people can kind of make it out. Somebody caught him at JFK Airport in one of these like loungy cafeteria areas.
Right.
And this piece of shit is shaving at his table.
Ugh.
Shaving.
Man.
This is disgusting. Hair.
Go to the bathroom, dude.
Go to the bat. Thank you. Thank you.
Look, and there's trays of food, whatever the hell is in front of him.
He's got a fucking water there. A guy next to him's having a glass of wine. A little bit. This guy over here in the foreground looks like he's dying. I'm not.
Yeah, someone should check on this guy.
Yeah, should get somebody on that. But
The guy he's with doesn't really seem concerned.
no, he doesn't really give a shit. But this Giuliani's got his electric razor, and he's just taking,
You know what that leaves? I mean, electric shavers are efficient, but they drop a lot of. You got to do that over a sink.
a lot. Go to the fucking bathroom.
Ugh.
Also, shave before you get to the airport. There's a million opportunities. There's no way you're like, I'm so pressed for time. I have to shave at the fucking lunch table.
What is it? What does he do now? I mean, I know he's a lawyer, but what's his day-to-day like, I wonder?
I don't know.
I mean, he's in JFK, so he's going somewhere or coming back from some. I'm sure he's going somewhere. But, dude.
But you see how fat he's become. I mean, with the amount of hot dogs we could only assume he's eaten, he can't have much longer left.
I'm sure he's had a few.
Yeah.
And he just ate. He just shaved. Look at the last move. And he reaches and grabs something that looks like he's going to eat.
Did he? Let me see. Let me watch.
See, yeah.
Shaving.
He reaches across and grabs something. I don't know if it's food, but he watch. Not that. He grabs something. I don't know if it's another shot or.
Let me see. I saw what you said.
Like he puts it down. And with his right hand, he reaches across and grabs something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
he was gonna put it in his mouth.
Eat something.
Oh my God! What is wrong with this guy?
Oh man!
And he just used that hand to like check his smoothness. He's definitely eating. He's just fucking eating hair.
God.
Ugh. You sold me a hair with a cake wrapped around it. Fucking applied later too.
You add a little hair dye in there, and he's good to go.
Oh my God! This disgusting human being. Remember when we were talking? Remember when everybody made him out to be the worst ever because of the Borat movie?
Right.
And we were like, it's not as bad as all the headlines said, but still, you shouldn't really be in a bedroom with a girl like that. Like, I'm like this. Like, what is fucking wrong with you?
It's just one not so great decision after another.
Also, I take offense to this as a person who prides himself on facial hair. Like, what's wrong with this? What's
Yeah, but
wrong
you
with a
don't
little
pride yourself
scruff?
on shaving.
What?
You don't pride yourself on shaving the
I
facial
pride
hair.
myself in not shaving.
Right. So you don't know
And
what it's like to shave.
but this is offensive. He's basically saying I can't be caught walking around with a little stubble on my face. And yes, you can.
I understand the need to shave. I get it. But not the need to shave at
Yeah.
a food table.
Also, you're basically an overgrown, disgusting chicken McNugget booger. So nobody cares if you have a little facial stubble on you. Like nobody's thinking like, oh, if Rudy doesn't have like again, we saw your hair running down your fucking face
Yeah,
when
you
you were
were
in front of a
melting in front
lawn
of
care
everyone.
place. Right. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, that Rudy's really falling apart. Like you've already fallen apart. Like you're at rock bottom every minute. So shaving's not going to. What's shaving going to do?
And maybe it's comforting for him. See, I don't begrudge a man shaving. I get it. The place
He
is a
goes
little
to
weird.
eat. Oh my god, you disgusting Yeah, and that's like a packed airport lounge. And by the way, that's a nice lounge. Like that's the lounge where like the food's free because you're part of Amex or you're in the flight club or whatever it is. So you go in there, you get the.
See, I feel bad. We can't. The guy that we can't see that's sitting to Giuliani's right is literally the next table.
Yeah,
He's eating soup.
he is eating a soup.
And those little shavelets of hair. Shavelet? I just made up a word. Just jumped across and landed in his soup.
Disgusting.
Because he's got to be 3 feet from him.
Disgusting. I shouldn't admit this, but this just popped in my head. In my earlier days, when Ant was a youngin' going through his adolescence, I came across what they call a pornography magazine, Frank.
Come on now. We can't bring that stuff up here.
There was a scene, I'll never forget this because it really disgusted me. There was a scene where this girl thought it was it was like one of those things where like, what's romantic? Where they're talking to like the playmate. And she was like, oh, I would think it would be hot to have a cute guy come in and give him a haircut. And then like she bangs the guy like post haircut, but there's like hair all over the place. I'm like, this is fucking disgusting.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, who would want to do this? This is awful.
Shower, then we'll talk.
How is that sexy?
No.
Like
hair everywhere. Ugh.
It's hair everywhere. It's disgusting.
That's gross. No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think a lot of porns take place in barbershops.
You never see, and by the way, that was like 20 some odd years ago. I have never seen another barbershop porn ever. I feel like they made that one and they were like, this is a mistake. We could never do this again.
This was lesson learned, everyone.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
This just goes to show you how disgusting what he's doing is. There is plenty of porn where a guy will put his dick through a pizza, and that is socially acceptable.
A popcorn bowl.
Popcorn bowl, whatever it is.
Anything.
But the barbershop porn has been outlawed since 91.
That has not hit mainstream yet. Yeah. I doubt it will.
You just fucking turtle without a shell.
Let me get a little English muffin with some, I'm thinking grape jelly on it.
Oh, God.
Grape jelly and some Giuliani fur.
Oh, my God. This is fucking disgusting. All right, I can't look at this anymore.
I feel bad for this kid that he's keeled over. I don't know what's going on with
that kid's
guy.
Definitely dead. I think too many hot dogs in the airport lounge. Couldn't make it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just thinking about this. What's a pig in a blanket do? Is that like 5 minutes per pig in the blanket?
Oh yeah, they're tiny. And you got that dough. That's buttery. It's good, but you add some butter to that. That's not good. So I'm thinking,
how many pigs in a blanket make up a hot dog?
I'd say 3.
No.
But yeah, they're only like
you're
like
way
the size
off.
of your thumb.
No.
What? A pig in a blanket's like not that big.
At least 6 pig in a blanket make up a hot dog.
Just put them. They're what? The pig in a blanket's got to be like 2 inches, 3 inches long.
It's tiny though.
And you did 3 in a row. That's a hot dog length.
I think it's at least 6 because you got to put the 2 of them together to make the width of.
No, I think they're the same. It's just a smaller cut.
You're so wrong about this.
Well, not the ballpark ones, but like if you have like a Hebrew National or something like that. The regular hot dogs that you would get like at a ballpark. That's not like a sausage. Regular thin hot dogs. Those are pig in a blanket thickness, I think.
Opinions in the comments below. Who's right? Frank or Ant? Just vote. Whoever
I say
wins.
3 pig in a blankets makes up 1 regular hot dog.
I say at least 5 to 6. You got to double that at least.
I don't think so.
So pick
Just
whose
the pure
side
hot
wins.
dog,
We'll-
not the.
Listen,
Yeah.
we'll leave it up to the audience.
Mhm.
Loser has to buy Korean corn dogs for the winner. That's gonna be
No, because I don't know how much they cost.
Oh, they weren't that bad.
Oh, then I'll buy it.
I didn't ask, but I know my wife came back with like 8 of them. She's like, "Look, we're here to try." I'm like, "There's 2 of us. There's 8. You have 8 fucking."
You finished all 8 of them. So what are you worried about?
She's like, "This is the last days. It didn't. We had it for lunch, and then we had it for dinner."
Yeah. So what are you complaining? There's 8 of them. What is only 2 of us? Gone.
That's such a husband thing to do, by the way, which I'm so guilty of doing. I'll be like, "What are you doing with all this?" And then I'll just be sitting there just like, "Oh, this is great. This is delicious." It's such a husband. Women don't do this. Men
They think
only
ahead.
do this.
They know what you want. They know what the house needs.
Yeah.
We don't think. They think ahead. We don't think ahead.
A woman will never do that. A man will always be like, "We don't need this. This is crazy." And then
that's why men hunt and women nest.
Speaking of hunting, Matt Gaetz got married over the weekend, eloped, took his wife on a plane somewhere else. Not great when you're accused of trafficking, just to get married to her. Weird thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird moment.
I don't know why is this taking so long to scoop him up?
I don't know. By the way, credit, I believe Miss Justice gave me this one.
Justice.
I apologize if I got that wrong. Credit. I don't know, because I've been following this. We haven't talked about Matt Gaetz in a while, only because nothing's really been newsworthy.
Yeah, major has happened.
But the last thing that was kind of newsworthy is the people that are giving up information on him are like still giving up information. And supposedly another person involved is like, "Oh, I'll tell you all about." Like there was a report a couple of days ago where they were like, "Yep." And then we met this girl and she charged this much. Like, so there's like still a whole bunch of stuff like they have his like close friend who is doing all of this. And supposedly he's like totally giving him up.
Well, evidently not enough to get him. I mean, because he's still out there,
Correct. And I'm worried that we're kind of going into Trump territory here, where it's like every day there was a new story about how he did something and he was going to jail, and he lasted an entire presidency and none of those things ever came to fruition. So
because he did stuff, and the only reason he wasn't prosecuted is because he was president at the time. That was a lot of it was that.
Yeah, but there was a lot. There was like a lot. Like every day he did this another awful thing that was going to be the end of the presidency. People are still, by the way, there's this one, I don't follow them, but somebody I follow like always retweets them. And even like yesterday, they're like, "He's going to jail." And I'm like, it's been 5 years of this. Like if he's going, he's going. Just shut the fuck up about it until it actually happens, because
you can't.
The predictions at this point are useless.
Yeah, they don't do anything. You don't know what they have, what they don't have.
Yeah.
If they had something, they would have brought it up by now, I feel.
People may not remember them, but there was an old radio show called Opie and Anthony. Do you remember Opie and Anthony? Of course. They did this funny bit where some other radio show had interviewed somebody, and then they died, a celebrity, famous celebrity, and they died the next day. And so that radio, I forget even who it was. They got all this publicity because they had the last interview. So Opie and Anthony decided that they were going to pick older celebrities and they were going to have them on the show like every day. Like waiting until they die so they can get that like pop in the thing. And it's the same thing with these Trump things. It's like,
I told you last week.
Yeah. Well. It's just nonstop. Anyway, so I'm getting a little concerned, but I don't know. This one feels bad knowing what we know and that he was basically there. Like when you're, but I guess they're building a case. I know that takes longer than most people, feel is comfortable. But weird to cultivate a relationship with somebody and go off and marry
mean,
them.
I think they were together for a while, though. No, I mean, before all this, they were engaged for a long time. I'm not really sure, but I thought he was with his now wife for since before all this happened.
Let me see. I don't know. He's 30. He's 39. She's 26. Again, doesn't help the underage. That's
13-year difference.
That's a 13-year difference, which is
mean,
okay.
It's fine.
If you're watching or listening to this and you're with somebody 13 years younger, okay. If you have a couple of, hey, maybe he trafficked in underage girls against you, that's when it gets a little weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's a little uncomfortable.
I feel like after 20, you marry who you marry. It doesn't really,
Yeah.
If you're a 25-year-old, you want to marry a 40-year-old, that's your business.
Joel Greenberg is the guy that supposedly
Just flipping on him.
Is all yeah, but nothing's really come to fruition. So we'll see. I don't know.
I bet they don't want it to be like they bring them in and then their information's wrong and then they got to let them go.
Yeah, and I guess even if you, I mean, again, these things are bizarre. Even if you have somebody who's like, "Yep, he did it. They did it." Like, I mean, the amount of technicalities and again, like, okay, even if you paid a girl, right, and like judging by this standard, even if they paid this girl money and they did whatever and Gaetz went off and closed the door and, comes out a half hour later, sweaty, and there was all sorts of noises.
You have to be able to prove that something happened.
You have a lawyer in there going, well, were you in the room? Did you see what happened? Could they have just been making noises and playing a prank? Like that's how these fucking things go.
You gotta, as a prosecutor, I guess, they would have to get irrefutable, this we got him stuff. I mean, because you can't bring him in on speculation and a rumor. You got to be, this is what happened. Here's evidence. Go get him. You can't.
By the way, though, in all fairness, he looks like a fucking creep. On looks alone, this guy did it. That's just, I mean, some people just have that sort of, thing to them. That's got to be weird for her. Even if they were together for a long time, like this is a weird. I don't know. Like I would. I don't know if I could go through with that. I don't know if I could marry this guy. If he was like all these stories were out there. I'm 13 years younger than him. Now you want to go off to fly off to California to get married on a whim on a weekend unannounced. Like this all seems very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long they were together. They could have been together for a few years. Who knows? And hey, when you're in love, you go and you do it. You get married, whatever.
I mean,
it is a weird. I mean, in the middle of everything, I guess she's just, she's in love with him. What are you gonna do?
She's got friends though, right? I mean, I would love to talk to the friends who are kind of like.
I would love to hear the maid of honor and best man speeches. That's what I want to hear.
Because, even in a normal wedding where there's just two average normal people, there's at least half the bridal party that are like, this is fucking.
This is a mistake.
This is a huge mistake. Like they got to get away. Yeah. Yeah.
Because what could the maid of honor say? You guys are. I knew you guys would be good together. And...
From the second I noticed you had a 13-year gap in age, I thought this will work.
Yeah,
this will be good.
Yeah, we all believe you, Matt. Mazel tov. I can't. I don't even. Jen Downey. I don't know.
How would you even? How do you not bring that up in the best man speech though? By the way,
gotta
like
poke a little fun at him.
You got to get up and go. I'm happy to be here since Joel couldn't make it.
Boom. Joel was the first pick, but obviously, didn't work out.
I know I wasn't the first choice, but I'm happy to be here, everybody.
Right.
This is going to be great.
Oh boy.
After this, we're going to go to. I wonder if Tucker was there. Remember that moment? That was one of the greatest Tucker moments.
Oh yeah. Don't recall that.
When gotta go. Like, Gaetz is like, I brought that girl to dinner with you, and fucking Tucker's like, what?
Like, nope. See ya. Don't remember that.
I don't remember that. Well, it happened or it didn't. That I would love to know. I mean, what do you like? What do you do?
He just wants to I'm sure Tucker, who the hell knows? But I feel like if you're in that position of, you want to go, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. See you later. Get away from that as far as possible.
I feel like this is why I haven't really made any genuine new friends in like 25 years, because like there's too much weird shit out there.
You don't know. Yeah.
I don't want to be put in a position where I got to go to a dinner and be like, excuse me, how old are you?
Yeah. What's going on here? And can I leave now? I'm extremely uncomfortable.
Not for nothing. That was like your fourth Hello Kitty reference. And I'm starting to think.
Yeah. We haven't seen any of the shows you're referencing. So what's happening here?
Yeah.
Your phone has way too much glitter on it. I don't think this is right.
The background music, I don't know who's on, but you seem to know all the words to all these new songs. So I'm starting to think.
And is there a reason you ordered the chicken fingers? Because that's not.
We're at a French restaurant, honey. I know, but I like chicken fingers.
I like chicken fingers and fries, please. That's sign number one. You should get the hell out of it.
They're like, oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
No, not good.
This is not good. We got to get out of here. Let's talk about the milk crate challenge, for the love of God.
What the hell is the milk crate challenge?
Have you not heard of this?
No, I don't know what this is.
Oh, Frank.
I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that internet.
You really should check it out. There's a whole world out there.
Seinfeld quote.
I stepped on it a little bit. I'm sorry.
You did, ass.
I'm sorry.
All right. So what's the milk crate challenge?
Milk crate challenge. My entire feed over the weekend was just jam packed with this new milk crate challenge. So people are stacking up milk crates. I don't even know where they're getting these milk crates from, to be honest with you, because
you could get them at like Home Depot. I've seen them. Home Depot.
Is that right?
I've gotten a couple. Yeah, because like I use them for like storage under my kitchen sink. It's just you get them. They're out there. They're like storage containers.
And again, if you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, go to our YouTube channel. The link's at anthonyonair.com. You got to see this for yourself. The milk crate challenge. It's just extraordinary. So they're stacking up these milk crates like a pyramid.
Okay.
So they'll do one, then the next one they'll do 2 milk crates, then 3, and all the way till it gets to 7, and then they go back down again. And the idea is to try and walk across.
Oh, so this is a good way to get a broken neck.
I mean, completely the way to get a broken neck. It's really hard to do because milk crates are very unstable. I don't know.
Sure are. They stack well, but if you're walking across them, no good.
Yeah. And you'll notice a little bit of a theme here, which is, wait, let me see if I can make the, no, I lost Frankie there. Okay. I just don't want to get a strike, but I think it'll be okay. They get very wobbly, and these people are taking the biggest fall.
That guy's dead. I think he's knocked out. Is he not? Or he's laughing. No, he's out. That guy landed on his head, dude.
And if you're going to have a sour, by the way, I love laughing at people falling, people slipping on ice. There's nothing funnier to me. Look at this guy.
Here we go.
Look at this guy. Look at this thing.
At least they put down mats on each side. That's a little.
Frank, look
God,
at this.
That's not good.
Look at this guy. He's not going to make it.
No, once you lift one foot, that's gone. All the weight's going to shift. Yep. Goodbye. Oh. Has anyone ever done this successfully? Oh. See, do you know what I would call this challenge? A better name for and they're not stacking them evenly. They're
Darwinism.
Darwinism. But look, they're missing stacks. I guess they don't have enough, but there's not enough. You're jumping up two levels at once. So I would call this the Super Mario challenge. At the end of each level, you got to climb up that pyramid.
Yes.
That's what I would call this.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It's like climbing, and then you have to jump and grab a flagpole.
But I laugh because they're making this choice.
No one's forcing them to do this.
Nobody's forcing them to do this. They're making this choice, and if you get hurt doing this, and but this is if a 14-year-old kid, they don't know any better. They're stupid anyway. But these are adult people
Yeah.
that are just taking these huge.
Oh.
See his head bounce.
Oh.
That was by the way, did you see that? That was
ran away.
A little girl who looked at it and went, "No, this is dumb," and walked away.
Good for her.
And here's a full-on male. He's doing well. Now he's on the 3rd level.
Okay, here he goes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7 levels. That's level 6.
4th level.
6.
Or whatever. 6.
Here's 7.
There's 7. Yep.
That's the tough one.
Yep. And there's a false sense of security because they're all stacked together, so you think they're solid, but they're not. As you can see, they start to get that little teeter.
You got to stay centered. You put a little too much weight on left or right.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh, this guy's not going to make. Oh, is he going to make it?
Ooh.
He's down. He's off the peak.
It's all right. I think he's got it. He's got it.
That guy did it.
And a backflip.
Backflip for good measure.
That's not bad. See, now, unlike the ice bucket challenge, this has no benefit to anybody.
0.
This is just a pride thing.
But what does this guy get out of this? Oh, look at this crackhead.
Oh, my Lord.
There's no way this...
Look, it's already off balance. You can see the next step down.
Yeah. It's
not lined up. That's no good.
No, that's not going to be good for anybody. Except for us.
Yeah.
Except the viewing public.
Here we go. Up, down. Ooh. Oh. I thought he had it. He got a little too cocky. On that downward. What's this guy doing on the way up?
I don't know what he's doing.
Looks like he's on his phone.
No, it looks like he's got something on his hand. Is he going with if I concentrate on something else, it'll be fine?
I don't know what he's doing. He's playing with something in his hand. I don't know what, though, but he's on the top level.
Yeah, I don't know either.
He's eating up time is what he's doing.
He's up on that top for a while, by the way. There's a man who trusts his friends all too much, because if that was us, I would have torpedoed that thing.
Oh, yeah. I would have ran right through it.
Right?
Kicked a soccer ball at it, something.
Who's the one in Charlie Brown? Was it Lucy? Who's it? Lucy?
Lucy pulled the football. Yep.
I would have Lucy this motherfucker.
That jerk. Lucy was a jerk on that one.
What
is he doing? Yeah, that's enough of that guy.
See, now we got caught now. See, don't skip the ads.
Oh, look at that. Playing the ads. And hopefully you didn't get an ad right after or before that.
I know, isn't that funny?
Bonus ad for everyone.
There's a billion more of these.
So how does something like this take off?
These things are like the last bastion of real true. Oh, we saw this guy,
right? That guy takes a good.
I mean, his face just bounces.
I mean, I like the mats that they put down, but that's not doing anything.
Yeah.
That top level, look how shaky that is. He gets up there, does a little hula dance, and then it's down. It's over.
That's
Here
right.
Here's the hula dance. And then there it is.
His face lands first. Look at his face. Keep your eye on his face.
Nope. Oh. At least he maintained consciousness, unlike that other guy. That first guy was out. Man. Now, so bottom line is we're not doing this.
No.
There's going to be people saying, do it. No, this is not happening.
Yeah, it can't be done.
Maybe get Janine to do it, but I'm not doing it.
I wouldn't trust anybody to do this.
No, this is not. Don't anybody watching. Don't try this at home.
No, absolutely not. Don't. I mean, do it if you do. Film it, but
send it to us if you do. But don't do it.
A group of Florida doctors, Frank, they walked out of a hospital. I feel like this can only happen in Florida, to be honest.
A lot of things can only happen in Florida.
Yeah. 75 doctors in South Florida walked out in protest as their hospital is flooded with unvaccinated people who got COVID.
Now, I don't blame them for being mad. I get that. But as a doctor and a nurse or a Hippocratic oath, you got to take care of who you got to take care of.
Hippocratic, more like hypocritical. Eh?
I understand being pissed off at people who don't get vaccinated and are taking up hospital beds. There are people who are legit sick with other things that can't get hospital beds because the hospitals are crammed with people with COVID that aren't vaccinated, and that's the big problem. People aren't getting vaccinated, getting COVID when they could be vaccinated and avoiding a hospital trip.
That's what fucked me up. That's what brought me back to the who. It brought me back from the who cares to kind of like
You're
all
fucking
right,
over everybody else who needs the hospital.
you're dicking over some other people. It's true.
Yeah, there are hospitals that can't take any more patients. They're loaded.
And here's the thing. here's my honest thought, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you don't get vaccinated and you wind up in the hospital, I believe that the doctors shouldn't walk out. They should take care of you. But when you're totally back to feeling better, you have to do the milk crate challenge while eating 6 hot dogs. And I feel like that's only fair.
It's a fair
if we
trade.
do it that way.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
In the hospital parking lot, though.
Right. Yeah.
In front of everybody, give them a good laugh.
In front of all the doctors that saved your life.
They've earned it.
And the people that had to vacate their hospital beds for your stupid ass. Like that's.
Yeah, and I love the people who are like, I don't trust the science. You know, we're not there yet. We don't know. But then they go to the hospital and go, doctor, help me with your science and fix me. It's like, you can't have trust the doc. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. The vaccine's safe. FDA approved now, so there's no more excuses. Go get it. At least the Pfizer one is approved. The one I got the Pfizer one. What did you get? Did you?
Yeah, I got the Pfizer.
You got the Pfizer one. Approved. So if you want that, look for it. Google it. It's available. It's free. 2 shots, you're done. You don't have to worry about it. If you get COVID, it's not going to send you to the hospital. Chances are.
Yeah.
There's a rare case where you have it and you have to go to the hospital, but it's so rare.
Right.
That if you're vaccinated and you have to go to the hospital, at least you tell the doctors, listen, I'm vaccinated, but I got a bad case of it.
Well, that's what's crazy. All the people in there now with COVID are unvaccinated.
That's the thing. I mean,
but I don't like to push the narrative because the people who they're just you can't get through to them. They don't. I
don't understand. It's very simple to look up. There's facts and then there's fiction. The facts are 97 or 98% of people who are in hospitals with COVID, everywhere you look across the country, are unvaccinated. That's
now you said that you would wear a Trump hat, a MAGA hat, if Janine got vaccinated. We're still waiting to hear back on that.
Well, here's the thing now. If her holdup was it's not approved, it changes the whole bet.
Here's my question, though, in all seriousness.
Because there's nothing to worry about now. Yeah.
Would you wear the hat every day for a year if everybody in the audience got vaccinated?
Yeah.
As well?
I would.
You would?
If everybody, what? You got to give me a number because I can't. Everybody in the audience is pretty vague.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I don't know, but I would say the strongest people who are against it in the chat, we could figure out who that is.
I mean, if it's 5 people a year, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just want everybody to get vaccinated. Don't do it because I'm wearing a hat or not wearing a hat or whatever the hell it is. Do it because...
No, do it because of the hat.
Can't, all right, whatever.
You're so fucking nice, it sickens me.
Thank you.
The New York Post, which is a part of Fox News, all Rupert Murdoch-owned properties, who have been very, very on the anti-mask rhetoric, obviously. Telling people they don't have to, we all know you don't have to,
Right.
This was back during the you got to wear mask days, and now they were doing the same thing with the vax, although they've kind of backed off of that. The the chief executive of the Post, Sean Giancola, sent a memo out to the staff on August 12th saying that masks are now required walking around on the floor of the New York post offices. So
New York Post, not post offices.
The New York
Post
offices. Yeah. Good catch. Yeah. So not
although they are required in post offices.
Yeah, that's true. Not when they're at their desks, but if you're walking or if you get up and walk around, you have to wear a mask, which is interesting because there are no mask mandates really there's no state mandates at this point anymore. Some businesses are requiring them. I had to go to Home Depot because we were supposed to have a hurricane here this weekend. That really fizzled out, thankfully. Yep. But I had to go there to get a couple batteries for the old flashlights and everything. And Home Depot has a mask policy on the door. It's very small. And I've not worn a mask in the longest time, Frank. So I was like, I remember doing the story on the show where it was like Home Depot nationwide are requiring masks. So I was like, I don't know. I said to my wife, I go, just give me a mask. I'm running. I had to return something and get batteries. So just give me a mask. Let me have it just in case. And I walk in and I would say, because I'm like, I walked in without the mask on. I was like, let me take a look and see what the situation here is. And I did see the sign on the door. I would say about 80% of people were wearing masks. There were some people that were just flat out not wearing masks.
The sign on the door said it's mandatory even if you're vaccinated.
Because
there are some signs that said if you're unvaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask.
I wish I would have paid a lot. I just saw a mask on it, and I think it said masks are recommended, I think, or okay. I forget what the exact language is. It didn't mention vaccinations at all.
Okay, it didn't say.
But I walked in and like I said, I saw some people that weren't wearing masks, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. And this is, you can criticize me for this if you want, everybody can. The people that weren't wearing the masks, they looked very angry. Like they all looked like they all had this like that, like scrunched eyebrow, like.
How do you explain that?
I'm angry look. I don't know. And I had the stupid thing in my hand, and I was like, I'm going to be in here for a grand total of 4 minutes. Like I am not going to be.
If you're returning something
for long. And I know there was nobody on the line. Nobody.
Oh, good. Okay.
I was amazed, which is interesting because I went to Lowe's right before because I had to get something from Lowe's that they don't have at Home Depot, and there was a line of about 60 people waiting online for a generator.
Oof.
I was one generator per. I walk in, I go, what is this fucking line for? And it goes generators. I get up to the front. Sure enough, one generator per. They were sitting there waiting for generators.
Wow.
By the way, I don't even think we had a tree lose a leaf in this.
There were power outages on Long Island. I don't know where, but there were a bunch. But
less than 80, I bet you.
Yeah, I don't think it was as massive, widespread as they were predicting.
Anyway, I go, and the person helping me. First of all, she goes, I can help you, cutie. So right away, I'm in her hand, like I'm like putty in her hands. And she was wearing a mask. And she did look at me after I handed it. She didn't really pass judgment, but she looked at me and looked so that I was holding the thing. I put the fucking thing on.
Good.
It was like for 4 minutes. I'm not saying I'm for masks again, but
I wear them until we're all.
Nobody's gonna. In that moment, I put it on. I'm being honest with everybody.
I get it. It's because there's a new thing going. There's the Delta variant. You can't be. If excuse me.
I don't think that they should have. I don't think. Like I said, I still hold. I don't think we should bring masks back. I really, really don't. And knowing
I don't
everything
think we should have to. But unfortunately, if people keep fucking up, this is what I'm not blaming people, but get vaccinated. It'll help. It really will help.
I put the stupid thing on. I hate them. I hate it.
I don't hate it. It doesn't bother me. The masks doesn't bother me. Then
I saw a thing. This was a study. I believe it was Canada or in Britain, so not American. So But anyway, I didn't read the full thing. So again, take this really for what it's worth. But they were saying that basically, this thing was that ventilation was actually more important than, or more effective than the mask.
Yeah, like being outside, and it's better.
Correct. So that like if you have a well ventilated, which I found really interesting because it's kind of like going through this to begin with, we all probably should up our ventilation game, like across the board. That's like an infrastructure-y thing.
Agreed.
But we're swapping a lot of germs around. Even again, forget COVID, like even just flu season or just regular colds or whatever. You look at. Everybody's gone through this where they got an office, one person comes in sick, then over the next 3 weeks, you lose half the staff because they're all sick. It's like, if we could change some of those things with a better air filter in the air conditioner, like this feels like a no-brainer.
That would be great.
Anyway, I got to do the Zelda story. I love this.
What's going on with Zelda? Because there hasn't been news on Zelda for a long time. What is this?
This is the old school. I want to pop this on the screen because I just love looking at like old school shit from childhood. We're coming up towards the end of the show here, Frank. Got a couple
I was
more
on a kick
topics.
for a while watching YouTube of old video game gameplay, like watching old games that I used to play and people
Really?
actually playing the game. Yeah, I was like, oh, I remember this freaking game when I was a kid, and people playing it on the screen. I'm like, oh man, this level and all that. Not like I wouldn't sit there for hours, but I would like watch it a little bit. Like, oh, I remember this game. Then when I was a kid, I was into Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all this stuff, and I kind of miss those games. A lot of those games were cool, like the Star Wars games and the sports game. All of them, they were fun. You spent a
So
lot of
great.
time when we were kids playing those games.
Yeah. So and wasn't that like the best moments of your life though?
Oh
I
my
mean, really?
God, they were. Zelda was one of the best games. That
Because
was unbelievable.
I'll tell you why. Because it was gold plated. Like that, every cartridge was that Nintendo blah gray,
That was yeah. And
and
this
Zelda
thing came
came
in
out.
gold.
Yeah.
You
And
could
there was
see it
a
through. Yeah, you could see it through the cardboard, in that top left.
yep.
Next to the key, there's the ridges on the golden cartridge.
They knew what they were doing.
Mm.
They cut. We got to cut a hole to show off this gold plate. And by the way, was there ever? I seem to remember like maybe like white ones or black ones after a long time. But for a while, there was nothing that was another color besides this Zelda for like
That's
years.
possible. Yeah, yeah. For a long time, it was only Zelda, and
Yeah.
this was a game you could sit there and play for hours. Man, that was
Yeah.
such a cool game. There was always something. It was always you gotta get this to achieve that. This was the way games. This is the way I loved games. The way I loved to play them because you could do stuff, and it was you control the guy. Then they changed for a while. They changed games into uh, press, select attack if you want to attack. It's like, no, I want to hit the punch button to punch. I don't want to
Hmm.
select it, and then I watch him do the move. I'm like, no, I want to make him do the move. They changed it for a while, and I didn't like that.
You know what I hate? Because honestly, I really don't get to play a lot of games now. But like every now and then, I'll get like a phone, like an app game.
Mm.
And like I like to do like Sim City or like you build like an amusement park, like those, like when you build stuff, I like doing those games.
Mm.
I hate that you have to earn levels.
Well, that's how you.
No, I hate it. Like just let me play the fucking game. Like let me just build. It's like you could only build this, and then you got to wait 14 years, and then you
Yeah,
can
that's
build the
true.
bigger one. It's like just stop. I
Just
just
open it up and let me play.
just
Because
let
they
me
don't want you to,
play.
to run through the game so fast. They want you to spend a lot of time on it and hopefully watch their
Yeah,
ads
but
and buy their
it's
advancements.
true, but when you're talking about like then it's just more levels. Or when you're talking about a building game, like I will just build more. Like I hate, and it's so unrealistic. Like you have to build 7 hot dog stands in order to get like the cheeseburgers. That's like fuck off. Let me just
Fuck off.
play. I just want to pretend like I'm building a city. Like leave me
Yeah,
alone. You
yeah,
know.
I agree.
I'm escaping responsibility by turning on your stupid
I'm
little thing.
wasting a lot of time doing this. There's
Yeah.
nothing gained from this.
Yeah.
Just let me enjoy it.
I
I
don't want to
agree.
have the responsibility of like, oh, did you milk the chickens because you need to leave me
That stuff
alone.
gets me. The stuff that you have to check in because the time.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours went by. I got to check in on my avatar, and hopefully it didn't die of starvation. I'm like, oh come on, I can't.
Stupid. Why? I'm trying to escape responsibility. You're giving me other different responsibility.
Right.
It
I only
doesn't
want to think of the game when I'm playing the game, and when I'm playing the game, let me play it. I agree.
doesn't play it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Me
Like
turn off my
Zelda.
brain and go, I don't know, let's put a mansion here, you know?
Like Zelda. Zelda was that game. Zelda, you
Zelda
can
was that
sit
game.
there, you save your progress, you get the sword, you get the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good game.
So this is a great story. It's the reason why we bring up Zelda.
It took us a while to get here. God.
It did take us a while. By the way, how long did you? Because I could watch the games being played. You got me for 3 minutes, though. I can't. After that, I gotta go.
Nostalgic games that I know.
Yeah.
I can't watch a new game being played. It's like, what the hell
No.
am I looking at here?
No.
If it's a game like Zelda, I could watch someone play Zelda for a while.
How long? Like an hour?
Nah, half an hour, 20 minutes.
That's too long. I cut.
Like I want to see them how they get to the next level. Oh,
Yeah.
this secret was here. I remember that. And they moved this bush, and they,
Be
it's
honest.
fun stuff.
I'm sure you're better than me. Games that I finished on Nintendo or Super Nintendo, zero. I've never
You never
fucking
finished the game?
never like rare like Maybe Street Fighter, but that's bullshit. Like everybody finished Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Like
you only fight like 10 guys and you're done.
yeah, like Zelda. I have no idea how it.
Zelda, I finished, I believe, like once in my life because it's a long game
Yeah,
and there's a lot of stuff you got to do. But I finished Zelda. I finished a bunch. Mario.
I was just gonna
Mario.
say, you know what? I finished all the Mario's too. But those were finishable. Those were, you know,
They were achievable goals.
Yeah.
You know, the Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You got to get to. There's like level 15. You get.
I swear I didn't finish Mike Tyson's Punch Out until I was in college.
Takes that level.
And the trend in college, I forget what they call them. There's a weird name for it, but you can go to like a website and you could play like these old school games. They call them something, encapsulators, or it's some weird name that doesn't sound like it is what it is.
Okay.
But you can go and you can play all the old Nintendo games just off the website, and they all work perfectly.
See, but I would need the controller. I would need the.
Well,
I can't play on the screen and stuff.
No, but they have the controllers for the computers. You can get the so at the college radio station when I was in college, the GM, he like hooked it all up. He's like, here it is. Nice. So we used to play in the office all the time. It was great. It was great. Stuff. Yeah, it was good stuff. Anyway, we bring up the Zelda thing because this exact game, sealed up, as you can see here, Frank.
Yep.
Was donated anonymously to Goodwill, meaning some mom or dad took their child, found this up in the attic, getting rid of a bunch of stuff.
Miraculously.
Not opened, donated it to Goodwill. Goodwill found it. They were like, hold on a second. We can't put this out on the floor for like 50 cents. And sold it in an auction. Guess how much it got? Factory sealed, original Zelda.
Original plastic. Because some people, you could buy this, and because it looks like, see the sticker on the top left, like where the glue was, because that maybe, was it repackaged? This is original. Original Zelda from the 80s. My guess would be $2,000.
2,000?
Yeah.
You never disappoint. I love that you cannot guess a fucking number.
Damn it. Because it's a game. How much could it be?
$411,000.
Get the hell out of here.
It was a Goodwill donation.
$411,000.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. The guy beat out 144 other bids.
That's a house. You could buy a house for that. And depending where, you can buy 2 houses for that.
I swear to God, by the way, it's a Florida dentist. His name is Nairman. Hello, Nairman.
Hello, Nairman.
He has, according to him, 250 other factory sealed video games.
If you have 411, what was it, 411,000?
What kind of a dentist are you that you got 411?
Right, I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah.
You have almost $500,000 to just spend on one video game that you'll never use.
Yeah.
Even if you were going to play it. What is it? It's going to sit there. I mean, I guess it's worth, if you want to resell it, you could probably sell it for more, but he's probably not going to sell it. He sounds like a collector.
He's a collector. Although he did say he loved the game so much, he opened it, put it in, it didn't work. He took it out.
And blew in it?
Blew on it, and then...
Good.
I'm kidding. I made that part up.
Yeah, no, this that's a crazy amount of money.
Crazy amount of money, right?
I understand nostalgia. I understand collectibles. I get it. But that's a shit ton of money for that.
He outbid 144 people, so it must be worth it. There must be a market for all this stuff. Again, this is pure, like you said, purely collectible because it's not,
He's not going to play it. It's not
going to play it.
It's just to have. I mean, it's for the ages, and you'll have it forever. And I don't know if it even. I'm sure it works. Probably still works.
It's a brag because he can display it and then play like a regular, fucking thing.
He probably has a copy of it normally.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. I feel like I should know this. Can you catch a rainbow? Because I was driving earlier. It was raining. It stopped raining. I don't even know if I'm going to show you this video. But I took
a rainbow.
I was driving and there was this beautiful rainbow, and it looked like I was going to drive right into it. So I pulled out my phone and I'm like, I've got to film this because I'm about to drive into this rainbow. And this is going to be epic. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody drive into a rainbow. But the more I drove, the more
Further
it just,
away it got.
yeah, it was weird.
I feel
Also,
like I could be making this up. This could have been a fever dream, but I feel like I've seen the end of a rainbow.
this could have been a
You know how
fever
you see
dream.
the whole arc? I feel like I've seen where it ends. Like I was like, there it is. This is the end of the rainbow right there. I feel like I've seen it. It was like a misty thing, and it was just huge.
Yeah, here, I'll hold up this. I'm just
Yeah,
driving.
that's holy shit.
It looks like I'm gonna drive right into the rainbow. Like I'll it's a minute and a half video. I'll keep it up as I'm talking. But I thought about this too. What do the flat earthers think about the rainbow? Why is it curved?
Oh, there's a dome on the on the thing. I don't know.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's flat, but there's a thing covering it. It's like you remember the game Sorry, where you pop the middle?
Yeah,
That's what it is. We're in a
that's
dome.
what it is.
Yeah.
Also, this video is not doing it justice because it looked amazing.
That's crazy.
Like driving, it looks so much more. Doesn't it look like it's right at the road?
Yeah, and you never got to it.
Never got to it. Like every time I drove, and then it actually kind of disappeared because the clouds are moving, the sun is moving. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: was it
Yeah.
our view through? Was it just on the windshield, or did you stick your head out? It's in the sky.
Oh no, I didn't stick my head out, but
It looks like a sky rainbow, but it could be just on your windshield.
no, it wasn't.
Because if you look at the rainbow at the bottom, it looks like it's in front of the trees in the distance.
But look, see, it disappears now.
It does disappear.
But if you look in the beginning, there's actually, you can kind of see two. There's actually two. It might be hard to see it with my camera. If you look to the, I don't even know how to say it. Yeah, because you're seeing the reflect.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it hits your hood.
Look, doesn't it? It looks like it's like right there. If you see to the left, you can kind of see another one kind of peeking out. It's a little double rainbow action. But I was like, oh my god,
That's freaky.
and then I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm an adult male, like.
Sometimes shit like that, it brings you back. It makes you feel that big. You're like, holy crap.
But shouldn't I? Oh, my lights all off now. Shouldn't I know if you could like touch a rainbow? Like it feels weird to be like.
Well, you kind of can. I mean, if you're ever in your yard and you spray the hose and you see the mist, the rainbow through the mist.
Right.
I mean, you could touch. The rainbow is just reflected light. You're just seeing, reflected sunlight through prisms, through the water, through the mist. I mean, you could touch that. It's not reachable. You could see that.
Yeah, but like when you see it in the sky, like you think like
the sky's weird. The sky's a weird one.
You're gonna get to it, and I just never. And I was like, wait, is this even? Am I stupid for pulling out my phone thinking, oh, I'm gonna drive through a rainbow. This is gonna be great. Like
no, because the rainbow, everybody sees it because of the angle, and you went through it. I think you went to the other side. You came out the other side of it.
Maybe I did, and I just didn't really like. That's it. You don't really notice.
Now you don't even know if you're in reality because you just went through a rainbow. What did that do to you?
I have no idea.
Do you have superpowers now? Are you Rainbow Man?
I'm gonna jump out my window and see if I can fly.
Let us know in the next thing if that worked.
If I go if I do the Spider-Man thing, you think Skittles will shoot out of my?
Dude, that would be the best superpower I can imagine.
If I would have thought, oh man, if I would have thought of that bit before, I would have had my wife throw Skittles at the camera right now. That would have been great.
That would have been a good setup.
That would have been a good setup.
Did you get to taste the rainbow?
That's true. That's very, very true.
All right, flick pick.
Flick pick. I caught on HBO Max. I think it's called The Final Year. Boy, it would have been great if I looked this up.
The Final Year. That sounds apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's called The Final Year. It's about the last year of Obama's presidency. But the focus is on the Secretary of State and Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
So they follow John Kerry around, Ben Rhodes, Samantha Power, Susan Rice, and you get Barack Obama for a little bit. It's so funny because like I've made these things, but not like this, but like I've made things before, like documentaries. and you could just tell they had Obama for all of like 12 minutes. And like they just spread his interview out. Like everybody else, there's different interview pieces. They're in different places. They sound a little different.
Oh, you spread them nice and thinly over that documentary.
It's like you get the president for 12 minutes, okay? And you try and fucking make it work.
Get everything you can.
Yeah, you could tell they got it all in one day. Like basically that's it. But it was super, super fascinating just to see how, like, I feel like they should do this for every president. I love behind the scenes stuff with the White House and government and all that stuff. Like the work that these people do in the State Department, they're just going to all these different countries. Like in this particular case, obviously there was issues in Syria. It was interesting to watch the Afghanistan stuff and what that was like 5 years ago. They were talking the same, so like, when are we going to get out? And is any of this going to really matter? Like, that was super interesting. What was really funny is this was happening. This is Obama's final year, so the election is happening, and everybody there is Democrat because Obama's a Democrat, and they're all just like laughing at Trump in the beginning, and to see
everybody it was insane
to see the progression of it is getting close, isn't it weird? And then like at the end they're like, it's really weirdly close, but she's gonna pull it out. There's just no way. And then just see them go, this is straight. This is odd.
What's going on here?
But it's interesting, and this goes for any administration. Like when you have an opposing administration coming in after you, there's the potential, and especially with the way that Trump was talking with a lot of his things, there's the potential that all your hard work, like everything you were working towards, could be gone because change of direction entirely. Which is so crazy. Actually, I have a cousin who was in state government. And like nothing political, like he's a lawyer and does just like, it's a regular job. He doesn't do anything. Like I said, he's not picking policy it's not Democrat, Republican. Like it's literally like, is this legal? Is this good? Environmental law shit. And the guy and he's not Democrat or Republican. Like it doesn't fucking matter. But he was hired under a Republican governor. Republican governor leaves, doesn't lose, just leaves. New governor comes in and he lost his job. Now, he didn't lose his job. He had to go to like another department. He got kind of like knocked down a bit, but it's kind of like, why do you? Because they get to pick all their.
Yeah, they put in place whoever they want who's going to enact their policy.
Yeah, which is weird because, again, he's not really doing anything policy specific. And like, I get like, okay, you want the Secretary of State to be on your same page, but you're talking about the Secretary of State's like fourth lawyer down. Like, why would you sub that person out? Like, what difference does it make? But anyway, I digress. It was so interesting to see. Again? It's called The Final Year.
Final Year.
And it's on HBO Max. It's so interesting to see, like, they were following around John Kerry. This guy was like up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just meeting after meeting after meeting. And anybody that's ever held down like a regular job who's gone through like the day where they have like 3 or 4 meetings in the day, like, you know how fucking draining that is?
It really is.
It's miserable. And these people are doing 4 times the amount of that in a day. And oh yeah, people's lives are on the line. Like, like worst case scenario.
Serious shit.
Yeah, your marketing plan doesn't come to fruition. Who cares? These people, like, this is like, and it's like, oh, it's Afghanistan, and what's Russia doing, and what's China doing, and there's a problem in Syria, and can we fix relations with Cuba? And oh, we had a secret war against Laos where we just murdered people for decades, and let's try and make that right. And like, and it's just like, it's all pulling from all these different directions. I have a lot of respect for the people that work. I know our government's bullshit. It's not popular to say, but forget the politicians. These people that just get assigned or they work for these jobs, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It is really, really tough.
Yeah, people who aren't elected that just have to do the work. Like even like if you have senators and whoever, the people that read the bills, they're not reading. The bills are like this friggin' thick.
Yeah.
People who read the bills are underneath them, and you take this section, you take this, summarize it, and tell me what's good, what's in it.
And they're making what, 40 grand a year, 43.
If that.
I mean, because they want to.
Interns, mostly, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they just want that opportunity. They want to be a part of it all.
And it's a lot of thankless. We don't know any of these people except for the guy at the front, the senator or the woman at the front.
Yeah.
And it's, a lot of credit to the people behind the scenes, man. They get a lot of shit done.
And then they were showing how, like, when there was like a general assembly of the UN, how like all the delegates come in. So Kerry was like, you have a chance to do the work in 4 days that could take you months to do, because you have to fly here for this person and fly here to meet that person. And then can we get both of those sides to come together and figure out, like, he's like, so like they just go, and it's just like go, and you just watch them, and like it's like all cut, but you just like, he's like walking into this room and then shaking the hand and walking out, and it's like fucking
That's
12.
the game, man. That's it.
Crazy.
It's international diplomacy. You just gotta meet and you sleep on the plane if you can.
There was a great part in it though. This Ben Rhodes, I never really heard of this guy, but he's a speechwriter, or was a speechwriter for Obama, and again, foreign policy. He and you could totally see it, like after like 40 minutes into the documentary, they show this part where he has like a fucking meltdown, and he's criticizing, they did something, or I don't know, the administration did something and they caught a lot of shit for it. And so he responded, and somebody in the media heard him, and he was basically saying like, what's the media know? They're a bunch of 27-year-olds who have no fucking clue. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but that really
sounds familiar. I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah. And then he had to like go out and like talk to the media. It was fucking great. And his response was such a politician response. He's like, those of you who have worked with me know that I respect you greatly. And they were kind of like, yeah, but did you say this? And he was like, I'm just going to stand by my statement. Those of you who work with me. And it's like, you fucking, It
was the last year. I'll say what I want.
Yeah, I know.
I'm out next year anyway.
Yeah, you should be like, I got a little fucked up and I got a little crazy and you guys are criticizing us, so I flew off the handle. What's the,
leave me alone. I had a bad
shit
day.
Happens.
I'll be better tomorrow. Relax.
Yeah.
We're
but
allowed to have bad days. But that's a good flick, huh?
That meltdown, and to watch the gains of Trump throughout the whole thing, it was really interesting to see those little time capsule things that you get to see. It's interesting.
Yeah, hindsight, man. Looking back at shit, it's eye-opening sometimes.
Yes, very, very, very much so. Finally, Frank, we have a new sponsor we're going to be welcoming to the show next week.
Week from today, hopefully. Well,
week from today.
When this was.
Yeah. Very excited about it. I think the audience is going to love it. It is a company called, don't buy anything yet, because I got a promo code coming so we can save you some money. But it's a company called Jumpstart Coffee Company. And similar to our old pals over at Hero Soap Company, when you bought there, they sent soap over to the troops, and then also they were raising money for veterans and building them homes and everything. Similar to that, when you buy coffee from Jumpstart, they send some money. They got some money put together for our armed forces.
Look at that.
I like that charitable aspect of helping out those who basically provide our wonderful free lives. So
that's awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah. And credit the behind the scenes staff. We were kind of seeking, I think I said this on the show a while ago, like, I want a coffee sponsor, and we went around and we tried a whole bunch of them. And some of them were really great. But when the first time I tasted this one, I was like, fuck, like, this is good. Like, it's got a really unique flavor to it.
Awesome.
And it has this awesome aspect to it too. So I don't want to say too much because, we're going to get into it, and I got to get you and J Sabs some coffee so you can try it.
Sounds good.
But I just want everybody to know. So they give 50% of their profits to the Navy SEAL Foundation, which is just
wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Huge.
50%. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how they're making money because I think they gave us a 15% promo code, so there's not really much left for the poor people that are making the coffee.
What are they doing? How are they surviving?
I don't know what they're doing, but the coffee is delicious and it's all for a good cause. So hopefully we sell a whole bunch and we keep them in business. So
That sounds great.
We'll get a promo code together and we'll put a banner up on the homepage and we'll be able to share this with people. There's been so much great support for Hero Soap, so I hope we can continue that with Jumpstart Coffee Company.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll have more on that in the coming next week.
Looking forward to it. Awesome.
Yes.
And we'll drink it right out of the Anthony on Air mug.
Yes, there you go. We should put like a little I don't know if we can. Yeah, I'll shut up. We're not until this sounds like a lot of work to get.
Yeah, we brainstorming on the air. I don't know if we could do that.
Yeah, but you're right. Buy both and it'll work really well.
Yeah, they go well together.
Yeah.
Coffee and mugs. Somehow, someone thought of that, and it works well together.
All right, that's it, Frankie. So you got anything else?
I'm good.
All right, my man. Wednesday. This could change, but Wednesday might be the last show of the week. I don't know. We'll let you know on Wednesday.
Of the week. We're coming back.
Yeah.
A little vacay.
Taking a little vacay. This show has been going on for a very long time without missing. We have not missed a show on a non-holiday. We took a couple of holidays.
Right.
Memorial
Day on a Monday.
Like yeah.
But yeah.
We've been rolling strong for a really long time, so
we're entitled to miss one show.
Are we?
No, probably not.
We'll
catch
out there, bitch. Big show.
Catch it for it.
Yeah, we did, which is a huge compliment. But all right, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you guys watching or listening. Make sure you check anthonyonair.com for all our links and info. Look out for that Jumpstart Coffee banner. We'll probably go up there first, so you could save your 15% off. And we'll catch you on the next one.